Hi students, still now we have discussed many things. I have covered 3 units just now, and one of the important topic I have to discuss. It's a very important topic. Name of the topic is friend function. Friend function is the very important concept that we have to cover in C++. Why it is important? First of all, to accessing of the non-number function. How in a class non-number function would be accessed between the different classes. So we will see what is the friend function, the uses of friend function, definition of friend function, how it will useful in C++ programming language. So why I want to discuss this topic? 3 things are there. First of all, we have to know about friend function, how you are using friend function, the advantage of friend function. Second thing is, as for examination point of view, friend function is very important question. So last year also in question paper there was a question that is explain about friend function. So it's very important concept that we have to cover. One thing is knowing of the subject, and second thing is preparing for examination point of view. Now I am going to discuss about friend function. In C++ language, it is a data hiding language. So what is the meaning of data hiding? All of you know about meaning of hiding. Hiding is nothing but to provide security for the data. Now listen, why we are implementing C++ concept? The core value of C++ concept, the object-oriented programming language, to hide the data one class to another class. It means what? In a class, data members are there. Already know about data members. What are data members? Data members are nothing but the variables that are declaring in a class that are called data members. And second thing is member function. What is the member function? Member function is nothing but the functions that you are declaring within the class. Now we are talking about friend function. So I will tell you what is a friend function. Before going to touch the topic of friend function, we have covered functions in our third unit, constructors, and we have covered class and object. So inheritance concept also. So in a class and object, inheritance concept and constructors and functions, these all are explaining about functions, especially in C++ language. If you take the inheritance concept totally explains about base class and derived class. So here also multiple classes are there. The same manner, the friend function also usable within the class and outside of the class, or when the multiple classes are there, we can use the friend functions to access the data members. I will tell you. Sir, why we have to use the friend function? In C++ language, data hiding concept is there. That means here 3 type of visibility modes. The topic also we have already covered. 3 types of visibility modes. First one is the public, private and protect. These are the visibility modes or access controllers. So remember this thing, visibility modes. So visibility modes. Here defaultly in C++, defaultly what will happen, the all data members become as a private accessible control or visibility mode. Once it became as a private mode variable or data member or member function, what will happen, the next class couldn't access the data members of one particular class. Simple. When you want interested one class data members are accessed by the another class, it is not possible because default it is a private member. Private member cannot access by the another class. That is clear. That's why C++ concept especially focusing on data hiding. That is, the second class, another class cannot access the data members of one class. That is the advantage in C++. But at the same time, there is security for data, it's okay. But when you want this class data members accessed by the another class, you want to access it, you want to give the permission, then how can you do that? For example, I will tell you. So I explain this one with a clear understanding way. When you want to access one class data members into another class data, another class, again I want to tell you, when you want to access one class data members or member functions by another class, that means here two classes are there. Okay, as I may take the class ABC, class ABC. ABC is the name of the class. One class is there. XYZ, class XYZ, another class is there. Here ABC class and XYZ class. Now ABC class data members and XYZ data members. The C++ concepts explains about data hiding. That means if you want to access the data members of ABC, so member functions of the ABC can access the data members within the class, and these data members cannot access by the XYZ member functions. That is the specialty of the C++. Now, sir, I want to access these data members by that XYZ class. Can it be possible? Yes, it is possible. How, sir? It is violating the rule of C++. No. Yes, in C++ explains, okay, it providing the protection for the data. That's why it's called private. Private members cannot access by the another class. Yes. Sir, you are telling it is possible. Yes, it is possible. It is violating. Yes, it is violating. How it is violating? Based on the print function. Based on the print function. When you want to access one class data members by another class, there is a function, that function called print function. Using of this concept, what concept? Print function concept, we can access one data member functions into the another class data members and member functions. So here one class to another class data members can be accessed by using of the concept friend function. Now I will give a real example to you. I have a mobile. Okay, I have a mobile, and in my family, my all family members can use my mobile without any restriction, because they are all my family members within the house. Family members means what? Within the house. my brothers and sisters, my father, my mother, they can use my mobile within the house. Okay. Now, beside of my house, another house is there. Okay. Now, you tell me, can other house people, they want to use my mobile, they can use it? No. Beside of my house, another house is there. In that house also some members are living. They can access my mobile. They can use my mobile without my permission. They can't. So why I am giving this example? My family is a one class. Beside of my house, another house is there. Just imagine that one is another class. Now mobile is the data member. So within the all my relatives, that means my brothers and sisters and father and mother, they can use my mobile without of any restriction. But beside of my house, some people are there, they can't access my mobile, they can't use my mobile without my permission. It's simple. This is the concept explained by C++. So one class members can access by within the class only, not accessed by any other class. This C++ will not give the permissions. That is called data hiding, security. Now, my friend is there. Just imagine my friend. My friend not belongs to my house. And now you tell me, my friend want to use my mobile. Can he use it or not? Can he take it or not? Can he access it or not? He can. Is a non-member of my family. Is not belongs to my family. Is non-member of my family. Even though my friend can access my mobile. Even though my friend can take my mobile, even though my friend can use my mobile. What is the relation? Simple. The friend. Friendship. The friendship is the relation. He belongs to another house, not belongs to my house. Even though he not living in my house, he is living in another house, he can access my mobile. The same manner, I want to give the more explanation. One class, another class. One class, some data members are there, member functions are there. In another class, data members are there, member functions are there. Now listen, in my family, one class, my friend's family, another class. Okay, another class. Now, my friend belongs to not at all my family, even though he can use my mobile. Simple, the relation is friend. Friendship is the relation. The same manner, one class data members want to access by any other class. There is a possibility. The possibility concept is called friend function. So, I will give you more example explaining of code as well as showing up some diagrams and showing up some animation videos. Don't worry. So I will give the more explanation through animation videos as well as coding, and I also give some examples, program example, to understand friend function. My dear students, try to understand. It is a very, very important concept as for examination point of view. Last year also this question came in a question paper. That's why you have to take it as a serious to prepare for forthcoming examinations. So now look at here. Let's look at here. Here I want to elaborate in detailed manner how friend function will work out in object-oriented programming. One of the important concepts of OOPS is data hiding. I already told the important concept of the data hiding. That is, a member function cannot access an object private or protected data. They already told, once the private or protected mode or visibility mode or access control that will not access by an object private or protected data, that is called data hiding. One of the important concepts of the OOP is data hiding, that is, a non-member function cannot access any object private or protected data. Here I will tell you a non-member function. What is a non-member function? I will tell you later. All of you know about what is the protected data, what is the protected and what is the private and what is the public. These are the visibility modes, or these are the visibility modes. One question is given, explain about visibility modes, private, public, protect. These are the visibility modes. Sometimes this restriction may force program to write long and complex codes. Long and complex, please focusing on two words, long and complex. Long and lengthy, complex, difficult. This restriction is object-oriented programming. There is the advantage. What is the data hiding? That is security. Because of that concept, because of that data hiding, another restriction is there, another disadvantage is there. What is the disadvantage? We have to write the lengthy code. We have to write the lengthy code, and that lengthy code become a complex, or a lengthy code become very difficult. I am telling here complex code. It's very difficult, complex code and lengthy code. Because of what? Because of data hiding. Why? Because one class objects and one class data member functions not accessed by another class. The second class also want to use the same data, but this class not allowing you to use the data. Then what we have to do? Again, we have to declare same data members and member functions in second class also. That become as a lengthy. Here also declaration, here also declaration. Here is the code writing, there also code writing. Is a complexity, time waste process, memory consumption more, and at the same time lengthy process. Yes or no? You want to use the same way, here and there same code. Why you have to write multiple times? Write at once and use the same code in second, and that class also. So that is the benefited for the programmer. Okay, simple thing. What is the, for example, I will tell you. Here one thing is want to use the commonly. Two persons want to use the one thing as a common thing. That means this person is needed, second person also needed, first person needed, second person also needed. The same thing, the same thing, first person and second person both are needed. Okay, but take the broomstick, and one person need to sweep the floor. What he need? He need broomstick. And beside of him one more person is there, beside of his room one more person is there, he also need the broomstick. Now you tell me, both what they need? Broomstick only. Here also cleaning up the floor, you will use the broomstick. Here also cleaning up the floor, you also use the broomstick. Like that any object you can take it. You can take it. For example, now we want to go America, and your friend also want to go America, and in your relative also want to go to America. 3 persons are there. Just imagine. Now, what is the common thing here? 3 wants to go to America. Now, the first person, he want to take one aeroplane alone. The second person, he also want to take one aeroplane, and third person also want to take another aeroplane. No, it become a very expensive cost thing. Second thing is, it required more manpower. Okay, more expensive, more manpower, and more space. 3 aeroplanes need more space. So these things are, it's very lengthy, very consumable, very expensive, not that much profitable. The same thing you are using in the object-oriented programming language. What is the advantage here? What is the good? For example, 3 are friends. Let's imagine just 3 are friends. Then just 3 are friends. Or among the one is the friend, and just he call the 2 of them. I am going to America. Oh, okay. I am also going to America. Second, third person says, oh, I am also going to America. Then why we need 3 planes? We'll go in one plane. Simple. He called the one person. He called the other person. 3 will sit together in one plane. They will go. They will go. Then what is the advantage here? Lot of space savage, lot of money savage, lot of energy savage. Simple thing. A lot of advantages. Same advantages in here also. What is the advantage of print function? Simple. No need to write the same code again and again. Why? Because here just imagine 3 classes are there. I will tell you. Just imagine 3 classes are there. Look at here. Three classes are there. Here one more class. Here also one more class. Okay. Now this is the X class. Okay, this is a X class, this is a Y class, this is a Z class. Okay, 3 classes are there, X, Y, Z. Here function, here also one function is there, here also one function is there. Okay, here also one function is there. Now this function and this function and this function are same. This function are same. Or here one more function is there, combining of this, that is the one more function, that is the function big. Okay, one more function is there, combining of 3 common function, big function. Okay, in big function, then now listen, this function is the print of X, this function is the print of Y, and this function is the print of Z. Okay, 3 classes are and one more function, that is 3 classes are 3 functions are there, one more function is there, that is a print function. What is the name of the function? Big. What is the big? Big is a print of X and print of Y and print of Z. Then the X, Y, Z classes also again 3 functions. One is F, function. Now what is the advantage of print function? Simple. This print function, now listen, X, Y and Z. Now big. Okay, now this print function will access by here, here, and here. So because in function, instead of this function, it accessed by the big function. Instead of function, y accessing the big function, z also accessing the big function. So what is the advantage here? Simple. Here memory savage, first thing. Second thing, you know, no need to write lengthy code. This code is saved here. So this code is no need to write because already this in this function code is already there. We're using this function here. We're using this function here. Using this function in z also. Using this function in z, using this function in y, using this function in x. Now a lot of code no need to write. Lengthy code no need to write. That is the advantage. This is called saving of writing of lengthy code as well as complexity. Become a complexity. Now no need of any complexity in a friend function. Different classes. That is the advantage of the friend function. You will see. Friend function definition, look at here. Look at here. Friend function is C++. If a function is defined as a friend function, then the private and protected data of a class can be accessed using the function. Simple. Actually in C++, protected and private data will not access by another class. But using of the friend function, it is possible. It is possible. That what it tells here. The compiler knows a given function is a friend function by the use of the keyword friend. So here I will explain later what is the difference between the friend function and a regular function. Regular function is the normal function that you are declaring in functions, in inheritances, constructors. We have seen what is a regular function, what is a constructor, what is the difference between the regular function and the constructor. We have discussed. So now one more function, friend function. What is the difference between the friend function and regular function? Simple. Friend function always start with the keyword friend and then return type and then function name. So one more time I want to tell you, if you want to identify any function that is friend function or not, simple, the friend function will start with the keyword friend. Look at here, friend. Friend is the keyword for friend function. Okay, like for accessing the data, the declaration of a friend function, accessing the data, declaration of the friend function should be made inside the body of the class, can be anywhere inside the class, either in private or public section, starting with the keyword friend. First of all, if we want to access the data, we want to access a particular class data into another class using of the friend function, what do you have to do? Or if you want to access the data, what data? Private data or product data. If you want to access the data in the class or outside of the class, what you have to do? You have to declare the friend function inside of the class. With the keyword friend, we have to declare the friend function inside of the class with the keyword friend. Look at here, declaration. How you declare? Simple. Declaration of the friend function. Declaration of the friend function. So class name. Any name you can give, class XYZ or class ABC or class anything that you can give here. Now here class name is the class name. Okay, I am taking class name as a class name here. Class name. What I told, the friend function should be declared within the class. Now within the class, the friend function will be declaring like this: friend is the keyword. Okay, friend is the keyword. Look at here. friend. Okay, friend is a keyword. Next thing is return type. Next, function name and arguments. Function name and arguments. I want to explain about this one here a little bit elaboratively. Here keyword is there. What is the keyword? Print is the keyword. Return type, already knew about return type. And function name, you can give the any function name here, XYZ, ABC or DA, any function name you can give here. And here arguments. What are the arguments? In friend function, objects behaves like arguments. Okay, here objects are arguments. Here objects are arguments. What are arguments here? Objects are arguments that we have to understand. What is syntax for friend function? Simple, class name. So you will know how to write a class, how to declare a class. So we have seen many videos. We have covered object in a class. We have covered inheritance concept. How to declare a class name. That is simple declaration of the class. How to declare a friend function. Friend function, friend keyword, return type, function name, bracket, in the bracket arguments. Okay, look at here one more time. Syntax for declaration of a friend function. Class name, open curly braces, friend, that is keyword, return type, that is a return type, function name, any function name, arguments. These are the. Now you can define the friend function as a normal function to access the data of the class. No friend keyword is in the definition. Now you can define friend function as a normal function to access the data of the class. Now listen, one more important thing that we have to follow here. Within the class we have to declare the friend function using of the keyword friend. Okay, look at here above. It is a declaration of the friend function within the class. This is called function declaration. Function declaration. At the same time we have to do one more thing, that is definition. In definition again we'll use the friend function to accessing of the data. But here we are not declare, that means we are not use the keyword friend while we are writing of the friend function. Look at here. This is actually friend return type function within the class, that is called function declaration. In function definition, return type function name. Look at here. The first one is called within the class function declaration. What is the function declaration? Simple, friend, return type, function name, arguments. Now look at down. Once the class within the class is ended, then out of the class, here if we want to access the data members of above data, if we want to access the above data, that within the class data, if we want to access outside of the class, then outside we have to return function name without friend keyword. Look at here. It is a friend function. What is a friend function? What? Return type function name arguments is a friend function, but without friend keyword. With friend keyword within the class, without friend keyword outside of the class. This is called function definition. In function definition, friend function would be without the keyword. The keyword would be keyword is friend. This is also friend function, but without the keyword. So this is a syntax for friend function declaration. So now it will access the data outside of the class using of the friend function. Look at here. Example. We'll see the example. Look at here. We'll see the example. Working of friend function. Friend function will work. Look at here. C++ language. Hash include iOS stream header files using space std. Class. What is the name of the class? Distance. Private access mode, private intimator, okay, and public mode distance, again meter. Friend function declaration. He look at here. Other friend function declaration. Friend declaring the friend int. What is int is return type. Look at here. I will show. Look at here. As I will use the color red color. Okay, it's very easy. Now look at what I am declaring. What I am declaring here? What I am declaring? Friend function. What function? Friend function. Already told. What is the syntax for friend function? Friend function, within the class we have to declare with the keyword friend, return type, function name, no arguments. Look at here. Friend is the keyword, right? Integer is the return type, right? Add 5 is the function name, right? Distance is the object as a parameter, object as a arguments. When we are sending the objects, okay, we will use the class name. Look at here. The class distance. Okay, what is the class? Class is the combination of the objects. Now you are sending the class. Use the class name within the bracket means objects as a arguments. Look at carefully. Here we are using syntax. You are mentioning the distance. It is the class name. The objects as we are sending the objects as a arguments. Okay. But what is the meaning of that? We are sending objects as a arguments. Look at here. And friend int add 5. Add 5 is the function name. It is the return type. Friend is the keyword, and distance is the arguments. The object to arguments. Now listen. Friend function declaration is over. And what is one more thing? Definition. Declaration is over. 3 things will we have to consider: declaration, definition, and function calling. What is the first one? Function declaration. What is the second one? Function definition. What is the third one? Function calling. Already we have seen in the classroom. I explained when we are going to when we was discussed regarding of functions concept. So I already told function declaration would be there, function definition would be there, and function calling also would be there. Same thing here. Friend function also we are using the 3 things here: function declaration, function definition, function calling. This is called main programming. Look at here. Now in the function declaration over, above part function declaration is over. Now explaining the function definition. I already told when function definition would be there, then we are not using the keyword friend, but using the function friend function, but we are not using the keyword. Understand? We will use the friend function, but friend function here without keyword. Look at here. Integer will be there. Add 5 function name would be there. Distance d. Okay, distance d. So this is the sending of the arguments. D is the object. Okay, we are accessing that one. So int add 5 the distance objects as a arguments. Now look at here. D dot meter accessing the private data member from non-member function. Now listen, I already told friend function is the non-member function. Why we call as a non-member function? Because not belongs to the class. That's why it became a non-member function. So member function means the functions that are declared in the class called as a member functions. Non-member function means the member that not declared in the class but outside of the class called as a non-member function. So here friend function is a member function or non-member function? It is a non-member function. So non-member function accessing the data. Non-member function accessing the data. How they are accessing the data? Simple using the friend function. Look at here. Accessing private data from non-member function. D dot meter equal to meter plus 5. D dot equal meter plus equal to 5. It means what? D dot meter equal to meter plus 5. Return D dot meter. So just how you access the data? Simple. Above we are declaring the variable data members. How we access the data members? One class data members into non-member function. Simple using of the object. What is here? D dot meter plus equal to 5. Return D dot meter. Then that is a function definition. It is a function definition. Now is the main programming distance D. So here we are creating the object D. We are creating a object. How we access data? Simple. How we call the data? Simple. Creating of the object. Why do you have to create the object? You have to create the object for the class distance. Now distance D. Okay. Count distance. Okay. Add 5 D. Return 0. So what is the output? Let's see the output. Distance 5. Distance 5 is the output. Now look at here. Explanation. Here friend function add 5 is the friend function is declared inside the distance class. Okay. Friend function add 5 is declared inside of the distance class so that private data meter can be accessed from the this function. What is the meter? Is the private data accessed by the this function. Okay. Now thought this example gives you idea about concept of a friend function. It doesn't show any meaningful use. A more meaningful use would to when you need to operate an objects of two different classes. That's when the friend function can be very helpful. You can definitely operate on two objects of different classes without using the friend function, but the program will be long, complex and hard to understand. So we can do it, but it is very complex and hard to understand. So we will see the multiple initial member of two different classes. Now we will see the only one class. Now we will see the two different classes, how friend function would be work. Class B. Okay. Class B. Forward declaration. Declaration. Class B. And class A. Private int num A and public. Okay. What is that? It is a function num12. Okay. Now we are declaring the friend function declaration. Friend int add. Yeah, what is the function name? Add. It is a integer return type. Next one, friend. What are the objects are for already here? I already told. Class B, the class name, and one more function. What is that? A. So here A and B arguments, objects sending as a arguments. Look at here. And one more function, one more class B. In class A and class B. In class B, private int num B, public B, num1, friend function declared. So friend int add A comma B. Here two classes A and B, and now A and B. Okay, A and B. Friend forward declaration, friend function declaration, again friend function declaration. We declare the friend function in both classes that we have to follow. I already told we have to declare the friend function both classes. How many classes are there? That many classes we have to declare the friend functions. It's in the class. So now definition. Int add. Why int add? We are now definition. Declaration is over. Now definition. And definition we should not use one thing. What is that? We should not use the keyword. What we should not use? you should not use the keyword. That's why you not use the keyword. And object A and object B in the class return object A dot num A plus object B dot num B. In the main, how many classes are there? 2 classes are there. How many objects we have to create? 2 objects we have created. So now I'm creating the 2 objects in class A object A and class B object B. Just add object A comma object B in 0. So the sum 13. Sum 13. So this is about the friend function. So this is a small program explaining the friend function. So if you write the syntax and one sample programming and definition of the friend function and with the diagram, with the explaining of the new diagram, then you get the good marks, as well as you understand the concept very well. So now once you go through the friend function again, I hope that if you're not it was clear regarding of this concept, I hope that you understand, because I explained more than 40 minutes, 45 minutes. So I hope that it is a more time to explain this concept. It is a very normal concept, only to take that much time, but I will take the time for explanation of this concept to give the more detailed explanation. I hope that this concept is clear to you. So I want to show one animation video. Animation video. Then you come to know clear picture about the friend function. Two classes are there, class ABC, class XYZ. Now 2 objects, one object in class and second object in int info. Now listen, here one function, here is the one more function. This function can only access variables. Function can only access variables within the function only. Okay. This function can access this variable. This function accesses this variables. But this function, cannot access this variables, and this function cannot access this variables. Why? Because both classes are different. So this function cannot access this data, right? And this function cannot access the data numbers. But what if I needed to access the both data and info? Here, use the friend function. I hope that you understand clearly. What is that? Here, object 1 and object 2, int data and int info, and one function. This int data can access by this function. This info data access by the another function. But this function want to access the data, int data, and this cross. This function and want to access this info. It's not possible, but it is possible by the using of the friend function. Look at carefully. Now, this data, these both are accessed by the friend function. That's possible to both classes. What is syntax for friend function? So look at here. Simple, only add friend in front of member function. Example, white display is a member function. Okay, it's a normal function, regular function. What is the friend function? Friend white display. The regular function is the friend function. Okay. So I hope that through the animation video also you understand what is a this animation video also you understand what is a member function and friend function. Look at here, regular function means member function. Take the example, regular function and friend function. Already told, the starting of this video I will explain difference between member function and friend function. So member function doesn't have any keyword friend, and member function, look at here, return type and function name only. But in friend function there is a keyword friend and return type and function name. Look at here, void display and friend void display. So put the friend to the normal function, then normal function become a friend function, regular function become a friend function. That is the only difference. I hope that this video is very clear to you, understanding of the concept of friend function. So students, friend function is very important as for exam point of view, as well as understanding of the concept. When one class data want to access by the another class to saving of the multiple lines of code, so there is a possibility is called friend function. Why? Because C++ providing the data hiding. We want, because of the data hiding, so it is restriction the something. What is that? Because of that, restriction the accessibility of one data, class data, into another class. That's why it is, we want to use the data, same data, we have to write the length of code, complexity would be there. We can write it with the using of length of code and complexity. If you want to reduce the complexity and length of code, there is a concept that we have to use to accessing of the one data type into one data members into another class. The concept is called a friend function. Thank you so much.